Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Awkward Question Time. Please welcome your host, Alex Leem.
Hello and welcome to Awkward Question Time with me, Alex Leem, the show where I take a panel of comedians and subject them to an hour's worth of awkward and stupid questions. But they don't all come from me. Some of them will come from you as well. The increasingly dwindling audience that we have at the start of the show. I don't blame you. I'd much rather be in the pub garden as well. So submit your questions, please, to the panel. More cringe, the better, and answer along with us as we go along. And give us a share, retweet, or subscribe on YouTube. And if you are watching via the Ram Comedy Festival page, because this is a Ram Comedy Festival special tonight, first of two. Yeah. Then please go and give my own personal pages a like while you're there. Pretty please. My Facebook page, at Alex Leem Stand Up. Follow me on Twitter, at Alex Leem, and search Alex Leem on YouTube. And go and like the Awkward Question Time Facebook page, at Awkward Question Time. If you're not watching live and you're watching the replay, let us know where and at what time you're watching. But do join us live Sunday night. It's at 8:30. There's only 6 episodes left to go of this season. So hurry while stocks last. And if you are watching on a proper TV, then take a picture, because a lot of people do watch either in their front rooms or bedrooms. So throughout the show, at some point, give us send a pic and send it to me. I do get a kick out of seeing it. And if you want to support the show and donate anything, it will be split equally amongst the panel. Then the addresses are paypal.me/Alex Leem and kofi.com/Alex Leem as well. I think the grand total, we're nearly at 40 episodes. That's like 40 weeks we've been doing this. We've nearly hit 20 quid, which I think with all the guests that we've had means they get about 80 pence each. Ish. You know, with admin costs and handling, a bit less perhaps. Send a text. Go old school. Text a question into the show's Nokia 3310. The number is here, 07508 796619. I'll leave that up for a second. It's on silent. There we go. It's on silent, so nobody can know. I've not changed the time either, because when the clock's changed, I forgot you have to manually change the timing on a Nokia. Still at 7:30 on that. So text the question in. We'll get the panel on and say hello to our guests tonight, Roger Poulter, Rebecca Turner, John Morris, and first time on the show for Love Kerr. Hello.
Hello.
Excellent. Yeah, John, you act. You about to say something?
I just did a bit of maths, and if you got 20 quid in, you'd have given everyone is owed 12.5 pence.
Really?
Yep.
I flunked maths. I was about 60 odd pence out.
And you've not paid me, so come on.
That's true. The last donation we received actually was from Roger 2 weeks ago. Tell everyone how much you donated, Roger.
6p.
6 pence. He donated 6 pence to my PayPal. So it all helps. It all helps. Is what I'm saying. We've got comments already. Ian Bowden, yay! My last gig finished on time. Excellent. Yes, Ian is with us. Callum Ellis Jarvis Jones, can I have my 12.5p sent by check? Do banks even do checkbooks anymore? Because I've got 2 and neither of mine do. I'm not.
I don't think they'll be impressed for one that has a half penny in it, though.
That's true. That's true. If you really want to, Callum, I'll get onto HSBC this week. See if I can make your dreams come true. So if you can submit questions for the panel, all of you that are watching, and as we go along, but we'll crack on with the first question, inspired by something that happened to me this week. What is the dumbest way you've ever managed to injure yourself? Now, I say this because I managed to completely knacker my back up this week by lifting the grill pan out of the oven. It was the most mundane, random thing. I was getting breakfast ready. I just leant down and went, everything right? Back's gone. So since Wednesday, I've been off my nut on codeine and diazepam to sort of get, which is fine. It's getting there now. I'm seeing some pretty colours. But what's the most mundane, dumbest way that you've managed to injure yourself? John, you look like you had. Oh, yeah, go on, go on, Rog.
I was fitting a doormat and I managed to stab myself with a Stanley knife.
Oh.
Where did you stab yourself?
In me hand, about there. I don't know if it'll come over on the camera. I'll have to show you in real life.
You've got like a permanent scar. Hang on, let me full screen you. Hang on. Let me full screen you.
Hang on. It's. Oh, I can't.
Twist round.
There. It's above my
I think we can see it. I think we can see it. Yeah.
There. That's it.
That's a paper cut.
No, it's a Stanley knife. And I went to the hospital, and now you have to go and see the triage nurse. Well, she says, "Are you sure?" I says, "Yes, I'm quite sure I've stabbed myself with a Stanley knife." She says, "Well, I'll need to pass you this," and she passed me a domestic abuse leaflet.
So she what possible alarm bells were you signalling that you were being stabbed by your other half?
Maybe most of the stabbing incidents they have is when the other half has done it.
Maybe she had just met him and realised that his other half was probably trying to stab him.
Perhaps it was a busy day. For lots of the domestic abuse stabbings. I've just remembered another incident where I injured myself in a really stupid manner. I once accidentally, when I was blowing my nose, punched myself in the face. The thing was, and it was in the middle of Tesco as well. It was public, so I don't know what happened. Something slipped and I actually went.
Self-defense.
It's sort of like a subconscious self-loathing, I think. A couple of comments already. Callum has said wants 12.5p per check. Ian Bowden, they still do checks, but charge £1.50 to bank them. So this is the show where all of my guests get into negative equity. Callum, having worked in a bank, yes, they do send checkbooks. However, they don't like to. I await with bated breath.
I will give you £1.50 to send him a 12.5p check.
Even though I am up to my neck in it busy, there's a mischievous side of me that wants to do this now, just for shits and grins. Ian Bowden, I once sprained my ankle imitating a wrestler jumping off a chair. I used a plastic chair, my foot went right through it, and I fell flat on my face.
That explains a lot.
Ian goes on to say, I once also bruised my coccyx while dancing to Meatloaf. Who hasn't?
Yeah.
Who hasn't? John, we'll come to you next because you seem like you have a roster of...
So I was trying to think of what's the stupidest way I've injured myself. None of them are particularly bad. I once headbutted a swimming pool and gave myself a bruise on my lip for about my entire childhood. Because I think so. Yeah, just like
small part of the swimming pool.
It was a brick swimming pool because it was the 90s, and I was swimming back up to my mother, and then went face planted into the side of it. And you can probably just about still see it here. This is not going to be a great camera angle, but
oh no, it isn't.
That's a lot better.
Oh dear, is it? Oh man!
OBS.
You're now a test card. He's gone. He's John. Are you still with us? No, device connected. John's gone. It's now just the four of us. So John,
is it because he said mother instead of mum?
Possibly.
It's just the way he said it. My mother. And it's just like, anecdote. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, he might have. This might have triggered him, and he might have just rage quit because of that. So Rebecca, have you injured yourself in a stupid manner?
Oh, of course. And I have two options. Do you want the one that was the goriest one, or do you want the stupidest one?
Should we go stupid then gory?
Okay. The stupidest one was when I completely sober. Hello. Was when I completely sober, just not looking where I was walking, and I walked head first into a tree in my forehead. I was completely sober. I just walked head first into a tree, and then I had to perform at a gig afterwards because it was at a fringe festival site. And so I don't know if I had concussion, but it's all good.
Did the gig go well?
I think so, yeah. The goriest one was in Edinburgh a few years ago when I was having a really clumsy day and I was wearing flip-flops. And in the late afternoon, I tripped over some pebble, like a pebble-stoned area, pebbly stone area. But you know when you fall forward and you should put your hands to stop yourself? I didn't. I went and I broke my glasses and I got a huge bloody gash in my eyebrow and I had to have it medically glued shut at Edinburgh A&E.
Oh,
So I had a black eye and like a bruisey McBruise.
Is that why you've got fringe now, Rebecca?
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe I'm like Batman or Harry Potter. I have a dark secret.
Did they hand you a domestic abuse leaflet?
They handed it to my glasses.
Yeah, I'm in a complex relationship with gravel. It's done this to me. Lubna, how about yourself?
Yeah, well, I remember when I was about 10 and we went away. There was this experiment happening in Glasgow, right? And 3 schools from different areas in Glasgow were sent to this boarding house for a month. Okay. And I'd never been away for a month anywhere. And we lived in like dorms, right? And we were like living like during like, it was like the Second World War. And we had, I was doing something that I shouldn't have been doing, which was playing chases in and out of where all the coats were hanging. And I went straight bang into a coat rail. And also I had a gash in my eye. And of course, then your parents, think they've lost you. And then there had to be this really painful conversation with my parents and what had happened and why all this blood was coming out. So that was pretty stupid. And I was in detention for a while, shall we say.
Oh.
That's harsh. Surely the injury is punishment enough.
Exactly.
You don't need detention on top of that. That's nasty.
Yes.
Bad times. Colin's commented saying he was better on the UK pun-off. I'm not sure who he's talking about, you or me, John.
Probably both of us.
Probably either. Probably both. Any more unusual, dumb ways that you've injured yourselves before we move on?
Oh, wait, was that a nice comment? Was that a nice comment, actually? Was that saying that I was better than you on the UK pun-off? Not I was better on than tonight?
Let's both take it as a compliment.
Right, let's both have that.
Let's go for that. Rebecca.
Okay. Carrying on from my previous comment, I as you can gather, I'm really clumsy. And one time, this is I basically, because the venue I was going to had a really bad mic and audio setup, I brought my mini amp with me, but it had a really long cable. And before I was about to go on, I tripped over this cable and I fell head first into a stack of plastic chairs. But as soon as I got on stage, I was still quite shocked. And so I shouted to the MC, "Am I bleeding?" Because I was generally concerned, but that got a big laugh on stage, but I had a bruise. And so when I got off stage, the people were like, "Oh, they did really well. Was that part of your set?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
And then you had to start doing it every night.
Maybe that's why I'm so weird. Like, yeah, I'm like Harley Quinn, Anyway, carry on.
I once went over on my ankle when I had my wedges on. And that was pretty so. That was fine, but it's like I was supposed to be playing tennis that night, and I let the team down. That's all I can say.
What Rebecca was just saying about things that come out slightly weirdly on stage has just inspired me to write this next question. I'm not saying that was a dumb thing, but it has just reminded me of something that a friend of mine said on stage, where he thought one thing in like the moment when you're thinking up of like a great line that will go great on that night, but it comes out all wrong. So the next question is, what is the dumbest thing you've said on stage? Friend of mine, let's throw him under the bus, and it also gives me a chance to play this again.
Whoop-de-doo.
It's Graham Whistler. He said he went to go and there was like an awkward moment where it was either going to be a handshake with the MC or was it going to be that or that or that, and he just went, "Hey, come back and fist me." But he meant to say, "Come back and fist bump me." So as something good up here, but didn't quite come out right when you're on stage. Lovely, you're nodding.
Yeah, I remember I was thinking about my very, 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 very first gig that I ever did, ever. And it was part of a weekend comedy writing course that I'd done with Laughing Horse. And I didn't realise that you actually had to do a gig at the end of the 2 days because I hadn't read the fine print. So I'm in this room, it's during the Fringe, and there's like, you know, the room is absolutely packed, and I told nobody I was going to do the gig because I thought, if I'm going to die, I'll die alone on stage, right? So my kids didn't know, my friends didn't know, nobody knew. So I go on stage and I pick up the mic, and you know, you're taught how to take the mic out and put the stand back. Pick up the mic, and the stand basically collapses in my hand, and everybody starts laughing. And I'm like, oh, this is really funny. This is really easy. Famous last words. A minute into my set, I forget what I'm going to say, because it's like my first ever gig, and I just totally went blank. And I was just looking at the audience, and then I remember that our tutor, can't remember his name, Lewis, had said to us, if you forget what you're going to say on stage, say the first thing that comes into your head, the first thing, right? So the first thing that came into my head was, oh, of course you do know I'm Pakistani, don't you? And they all started laughing, and I'm like, what the hell is funny about that? But the thing was, right, so when I went on the stage, right, I was dressed Western, and then this brown face opens its mouth and this Scottish accent comes out. And of course the audience are all very multicultural, are trying to work out where I'm from. But so there's a couple of seconds behind my jokes, and I realised that actually they were trying to place me. So as soon as I said, you know, of course you do know I'm from Pakistan, and they laughed, I thought, oh, they're trying to work out where I'm from. And it was the dumbest thing, but actually made a lot of sense afterwards.
That's good.
All right, was that a Laughing Horse course during the Fringe?
Yeah, 2013.
I did the same course. That was my first gig as well. And the audience at my first gig were mainly Japanese and didn't speak English. So I played to utter silence for 5 minutes. But I still came back for more. So more dumb things said on stage. I've just had a text, actually. I think this must have been before I asked the question. And it just says, have I missed whoop-de-doo?
Oh, whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo.
No, you haven't. No context, Graham Whistler, my new favourite thing. Any more dumb things said on stage?
All I can think of is the time that I didn't say the word cult when I was meaning to. I was on a podcast and I shouldn't have been swearing, and I didn't say cult. I said the other C word.
You dropped the C bomb. Do you want to join my? Yeah. Is that the context?
Yeah. But basically, have you heard about this?
Right. Nice. Ian Bowden. Sorry, Ian Bowden's popped in. Not so much said, but dumbest thing I did was in a school play when I started singing the wrong verse to a song and stopped and asked the band to start again.
Oh, wow.
That's quite diva-ish for saying that's a school play, Ian.
I was such a bad singer at primary school that in our production of Joseph and his multicolored Dreamcoat, everybody had a seat on the bench at the very least, apart from me, who was positioned behind a cardboard cutout of a donkey, so that they could just pretend that I wasn't there that evening. That's how bad I was at singing.
You're making an ass of yourself, were you?
Oh, go on. It was a toss-up between that and this.
Rim shot. Denied.
I think that was smart enough.
It was just that. It was 52-48 in favour.
I can't think of a dumb thing I've said on stage, but I can remember a dumb thing I said at work once. And it went, I was working in quite a big office, and this guy came in, and he said he had to order a new radiator for his car because on the way to work he'd hit a pheasant. And so it showed us pictures of his front of his car, and it had destroyed the grill on the front of his car. And I said, "Oh, I meant to say, so you've got an automatic pheasant plucking machine then?"
Oh. I thought you were going to say he didn't hit a pheasant, he actually hit a peasant.
No, it wasn't Boris Johnson.
No, you're setting yourself up for a fall, giving yourself a tongue twister to say to a colleague. Any more, Bex? Because I don't. Yes, you are.
Okay. So the dumbest thing I said on stage. As you may or may not know, I'm still really bad at doing audience interaction. And so one time I saw this person falling asleep in the audience, and I thought I'd have a go at them on stage, but then the mate pipes up with, "Oh, they have a sleeping disorder."
Ooh.
I know, I can't remember what I said, but I just made it awkward. Also, one time in the heat in the moment of a character I was performing, I didn't realise this, but I accidentally called a female audience member a slag. But I didn't know until afterwards because I got caught up in the heat of my character in the moment. So I was a bit mean. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's just all right. It's not us you offended. It's the audience.
I know.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Any more for any more? No, we shall crack on. And these questions are actually flowing quite nicely into each other tonight.
Now, if you'd had a question, what was the dumbest thing you've typed in a text message? I've got loads of those.
You're autocorrect as ideas above its station. We know that. Next question. What's the meanest thing you've ever done to a colleague? Meanest. Before Roger takes the screenshots.
I mean, this is on YouTube. We can just go back a second.
No.
I love the irony, though. He's just taking the piss out of my autocorrect, and he goes and does that.
What's the meanest thing you've ever done to a colleague? Bearing in mind that technically I'm a colleague, so this could be the meanest thing that you've ever done now.
Oh, see, I'm just a lovely person.
I like to think that I am, but I don't think this was a mean thing. This was more of a creative solution, I think. So back in the day, I'm not going to make out that I can't say who it was for legal reasons because no bugger's watching. When I was living in Bournemouth and working at Amigo Loans. And I was on the litigation team, and they gave us an IT person to sit on our table. So there's like 6.
I believe Alex has now his internet has now finally broken.
Yeah.
Was I frozen then?
You were full Tony Slattery.
You were full frozen.
Oh no! It's the gasworks. No, no. Anyone going to point out colleague is also spelt wrong? You're right.
I was just about to do that, but I was waiting for a suitable gap.
I couldn't work out if it was spelt wrong or right because I couldn't spell it.
I've just looked it up on Google.
Okay.
So,
a work person.
Yes. What's the meanest thing you've ever done to a work person? There was
a work person.
There was a very unpopular IT guy that shared our desk space, and now, there's no nice way of putting this. He had a bad body odor problem, and we were in a small room with him, with no opening windows. So none of us thought, well, we don't want to upset him and say.
And now we wait.
Yeah. Thing is, for my screen, I'm still talking, and then you lot freeze. So this is. The thing is, where's the demand? Every bugger's in a pub garden at the moment.
John's like he's doing a version of moonwalking, but with his hands.
I will get this story out, even if it kills me. So what I basically did, how I solved the problem was, I went to Wilco's and got some Magic Tree air fresheners. You know, the ones that you hang from
Right, yeah.
there, and blue tacked them under his desk.
Oh.
It solved the problem.
And if you just got a waft of it, you'll know he had farted.
Yeah, pretty much. The room was nicely fragranced. He was none the wiser. No feelings were hurt. Instead of when after a couple of weeks, when the scent had dissipated, I just went and got more and blue tacked them, so it looked like a little forest underneath his desk.
There was a similar situation in a factory that I worked in, where a group of people decided to get some air freshener and a fan, and they would aim the fan at this person, and they would shoot the air freshener into said fan. So he got like a tornado of air freshener into his face, which was, I think, slightly meaner than your solution.
That is mean. That's macing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I think one of the
I would
meanest
say I
things
wasn't involved with that.
I think one of the meanest things I once did was I was working at this office where the secretary was a clock watcher.
Oh.
And as soon as it hit lunchtime, she'd be out of her seat like a rocket. So for some reason, on this one particular day, we thought it was a good idea to set the clock 10 minutes fast. And I was in the boss's office, having forgotten I'd done this, and got to 10 to 12. She stood up and walked straight out the building really fast. And the boss says, "Where's she going?" I was like, "Oh shit!"
Did you ever admit to it?
Yeah, I admitted to it. The boss did see the funny side and then told her off when she got back.
I was made redundant before he found out it was me with the magic trees. So sort of karma really hit me, I think. So Bex, lovely. Any mean things you've done to former colleagues or current colleagues, even?
They're just too
They're
lovely.
just not mean. They're too nice.
Just way too nice. Way too
Stop
nice.
being so nice, you two.
I'm thinking of being mean, actually.
Let's just going through the time I keyed the car, or should I talk about the time I locked them in the office with an alligator?
Rebecca must have headbutted one of her colleagues.
Yeah, well, obviously I'm Glaswegian. Come on, we've got a Glasgow kiss going on all the time.
You can be mean now. Just flick the V's at John. Just turn to left. Yeah.
No, there was this guy that I was writing a play, and there was this guy that I was going to put on it. Actually, we did some filming together, and then I was writing another episode, and he decided he didn't like my ending to the episode and wanted to change it, but I'd written it, and so I was going to pick him to do something else with me, and I'm not going to now because it's just pissed me off.
I think that's a perfect opportunity to kill his character off in a violent way.
and make him do
I
several.
like you, John. That's a good idea. Let me just write that down.
Then in rehearsal, just going, no, once more, that didn't look like it hurt enough.
Yeah, I'm not a mean person, but like I've written a blooming story that's my ending. And it's like, why is it that some guys just want to tell you how to do everything because you're so stupid? So I just thought of
earbone. In the 90s, there was a device that mimicked touch-tone phone sounds. I blue-tacked one with the button held under my boss. Literally under your boss? Did you mean to type desk? Or was it literally attached to your boss? And then he just put boss.
Okay.
Boss's chair. There he goes. We get there. Boss's chair, so he wondered where the noise was coming from the whole day. Callum, Alex Jarvis-Jones, worked in retail for 3.5 years. My tolerance for new people gradually wore very thin. In the last year and a half, I know for a fact I made at least 3 people cry. We need to know more about this, Callum. How?
Callum,
why?
It's 4.
4 people cried. Did he make you cry, John?
Yeah, he made me cry.
Oh.
Poor John.
Why does
People
Callum
are so
have so
nasty.
many names? Callum, Ellis, Jarvis, Jones. I'm just wondering.
He did explain this on a previous show, but I can't remember. If you could answer Lubna's question, Callum, that would be great. Ian Bowden, I've had half a bottle of wine and polishing off some JD honey. Hence his erratic typing. Do you know what? You're a brave man. I've reached an age where I couldn't mix it like that anymore.
Can I ask the people watching a question?
Yes.
Why aren't they enjoying the sunshine or in a pub garden?
Well, if you've ever met Ian, I don't know if you've ever heard of the character Boo Radley.
No.
No, to kill it. Ian
To
and
Kill a
Ian
Mockingbird.
and Daylight. Ian
Oh,
and
yes.
Yeah, they don't mix.
Yeah.
But Ian, wine and whiskey do mix. So he's enjoying.
He's
that.
happy.
It's viewers anyway. John.
Yeah,
Callum.
Don't
Callum has
question
answered your
viewers.
question. Yeah, Callum has answered your question. My parents thought I'd aspire to greatness. Idiots. So from what I can gather, that Jarvis and Jones are both of his parents' names, and they both couldn't agree to calling me the Callum or Ellis, so they went for all four. So Bob Walsh is watching tonight. We love Alex Lee, total legend. Thanks, Bob.
Hey,
Oh,
Nice to see you watching there, Bob. Nice to see you watching. I'm staying away from the public until I visit my dad in a nursing home tomorrow. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to spin a while. Pubs are closed still here, Ireland, and I like laughing. Fair enough.
oh, cool.
Okay.
Fair enough. That's cool. I didn't realise pubs were still
which
shut.
part of Ireland? South or north?
Yeah. Let us know.
South. I think it'd be south, maybe.
This is the most time that this is the most questions we've ever asked the audience. It feels like we're really getting. It feels like we're on a date with the audience.
I'm looking, so if you want to send me your Tinder bio, please do.
That's the closest I'll get to a date then.
Yeah, John is very dateable.
The new awkward question time dating app. I hear Alex typing. I'm scared about the next question.
What's John's girlfriend?
You should have said, anyone want to be John's boyfriend, and that could have been me.
Yeah, but no, I wouldn't, because it would need some surgery.
What sex
What,
have
me?
you got planned? Yeah, anyone want to be John's girlfriend? Oh, no, we've got 2 comments already. Here we go. I'm at home with my kids. I need entertainment.
Hey.
I don't think that's answering John's question. It's great that you're watching, nonetheless. Colin is in Republic of Ireland.
Yeah,
So, yeah, there we go. Plus, I'm a bit reluctant to discover that after all my weight loss, it was actually my personality that put people off. Oh. Ian, do you need a hug?
Oh,
Good hug.
Yeah, bring it in. Bring it in. Come on. There we go. Just
Micro.
make the heart symbol. Let's pretend we're giving scores on Eurovision.
Oh.
There we are.
what's that?
Yeah.
What's it?
Is he in British?
Talking about Eurovision, why does the UK enter that contest? There's really no point.
No idea.
Because we like to be humiliated.
Oh no! I think that was a joke.
Puntastic.
Tickle. Already got a
Judith.
boyfriend called John. So that's.
But mine has a H in, so I give you at least a third more.
If you could get some people watching that would like to date John, if you could share this, that would be great. Who knows? We could get John a girlfriend by the end of the show. This could happen. This could happen. On to our next question, which is let's pick one. Would you rather be able to read minds or be able to accurately predict the future?
Future.
Her future. Why future?
Because if I knew what was coming in 2020, I could have freaking prepped. I want to be ready for COVID 27.
Okay. What would you have done with the benefit of hindsight?
Step one, move to Australia. That's it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I would have gone to Sweden.
No.
I would have gone to
Sweden's nice.
What's Sweden done that's better than us? Even though most countries have done stuff better than us.
They didn't lock down the way that we did. Their bars and restaurants are open. They didn't shut down the economy. They've got the same number of deaths as we have in Scotland, but their economy hasn't been devastated like ours has. They went for herd immunity, and people predicted that there'd be millions of people would die, and they didn't.
The thing is that they're a good society in that they were given instructions on social distancing and they all followed it.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why they didn't have to lock down, because people naturally follow that kind of advice. Where in this country, it's there's quite a few idiots who don't.
Absolutely. So, but they kept things open. So I think I seriously thought of moving to Sweden. Actually, that's what I would have done.
I'm trying to find the punchline here, and all I can go is, well, I'd rather have the Swedish chef as prime minister than ours.
I'm just thinking how much I hate ABBA.
No, ABBA.
That's good. It froze the instant you started raging about me hating ABBA. So I missed most of the vitriol there, thankfully.
John likes ABBA because he tells people to take a chance on him.
That's true. That's true. Take a chance on John, ladies. Take a chance on John. Look at it. Nirvana t-shirt and a blue jacket. What's not to love?
Is John a dancing queen?
Yeah, actually, I'll do a dance queen, John.
After 3 pints.
Yeah, but John is a dancer. I mean, his surname's Morris.
Oh,
Rim shot. Denied.
What a joke that my primary school had a Morris dancing club and they forced me to do it.
Really?
Like 2 years of primary school, I had to Morris dance, which was just 2 years of people making that damn joke. I can't call him a Morris Minor after shopping at Morrison's.
So, if you were to say, could you give us an example of Morris dancing now?
If you give me a stick to beat you with, I could.
Yeah, it's probably a bit like Dad dancing. He does this.
I think Morris dancing is basically bells and sticks, and then just going in circles. That's about it.
Bells and stuff. I've got no bells or bell sound effects. No. We'll come back to that. Maybe live Morris dancing might attract some ladies. Yeah, for getting your girlfriend before the end of the show.
Yes, because what you associate with Morris dancers is attractiveness.
You could be the first that makes it sexy. Just the bells and the sticks and nothing else.
You can attract cats.
Yeah. True. Anyway, how do we get onto this from accurately predicting the future? I've completely lost the thread.
Because you've now predicted my future.
Right. Naked Morris dancing and a line of women that are active because of it.
Can I ask a question to John? John, is it only men who do Morris dancing, or do women do it as well?
I did it in primary. I don't know. I think it is quite sexist. I think it's just men. Or at least it's just men that look at that and go, yes, that's what I need to do.
Okay.
I have never had that urge.
Do you know what's hardcore though? And that's Kaylee, Scottish Highland dancing.
Ah, yes.
As a man whose ex-wife is from Edinburgh, I've been to many Scottish weddings, and I've been absolutely run ragged by doing that. It's the most intense workout you're ever going to get in your life. Yeah. And it's the only time when I've been on technically a night out and lost 5 pounds. So I do recommend Kaylee dancing, honestly.
Well, Irish dancing has had problems during lockdown because it don't come across well on Zoom.
That's gone right over my head. I don't know about anybody else.
One feature of Irish dancing.
Roger.
Yellow card. You have been warned.
You're the record holder for most yellow cards given out on this show.
I know.
And the only man to get a red card.
Rebecca, what's your favourite dancing, Rebecca?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. No, okay. So I love cheesy music, particularly 80s stuff. And one time at my art school, art uni, I had in the early evening, where I was doing my art project, I put on stuff like Maniac from Flashdance and what's that song? Footloose. And I basically did all the fun, like 80s kind of like dance moves, like pretending I'm an angsty 1980s teenager who comes to a new town and they don't dance, but he's an angry rebel, so he's going to teach them way of the dancing. I love that type of dancing. 80s kind of like angst boy dancing.
Do you wear leg warmers as well, like they did in Footloose?
No, sadly not. But I should do, because I do own a pair. I'm sorry to let you down, Lubna. What's your favourite type of dancing?
I like disco, I'm afraid. I'm old-fashioned. Yeah, I like disco. Yeah, 1970s. Staying alive.
This should be an easy one, Roger, because you're a rocker. Then surely it's just moshing for you.
Yeah, a bit of bed banging, moshing, a lot of moshing.
You've got the hair length. Give us some head banging now, so you really see. There we go. That's
The thing is, with moshing when you're at a gig, you don't really have to do anything. You just stand there and you just move with the crowd. You can even lift your feet up and still carry on moshing.
The last time I moshed, I accidentally lost my work keys, which is the least rock and roll thing ever. And it was for a Shed 7 gig. They're a bit too low tempo to mosh, but I still managed it. So, only one person has actually answered the question about reading minds or accurately predicting the future. So for Colin's back on, it says easy read minds would definitely help with my marriage. A lot of us could say that. Ian Bowden, did you hear about the Australian band who are suing Benny and Bjorn? They say they are the Aboriginals.
It is puntastic.
Oh, what the hell?
Whoop-de-doo.
Ian, we did the Eurovision puns back on UK Pun Off. Stop it.
he clearly had that one in reserves that he didn't get a chance to get out, but it's still there. Read minds or predict the future, Roger?
Well, I mean, thing is, with the female of the species, there's no point in predicting the future because, I'm always going to be in the wrong. I know that already, so I can predict the future already. There's probably read minds. At least then I'd have a clue why I'm in the wrong.
There's a lot, the male of the species that say you're in the wrong as well. So it's not just, not just the female of the species. Could it be that you're in the wrong?
I don't know.
Well, we're not going to solve that one tonight.
Have you had a girlfriend recently, and were you in the wrong?
Now, I'm not going to answer these in order. Yes and no. I'll let you imagine. Mull that one round in your mind, or you're like, Lubna, if you had either one of those powers, what would you prefer?
I want to actually be able to read dogs' minds because I don't like dogs. And they love me, absolutely love me, right? I went round to, I'm doing this outdoor metal art thing in my garden because I was bored, right? So I go around on Facebook and I find things that cost like £5. So I went to pick up a metal, like an old gate, right? And I went to this house and this like bulldog, like wee squat thing comes out and it's like, whack, 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 whack. And then it goes in and brings a toy to me. I was like, come on, play. Like, I don't like dogs, but they just want to just play with me all the time. So I want to read dogs' minds.
So I fear if you get the power to read dogs' minds, you think it's going to be great. Like, let me know when you want to feed me. Let me know when you want to play. But it's just going to be constant. I want to lick my balls.
And that's men's minds you're talking about.
I know, no. So if you can read men's minds, it would be, I wonder if I can lick my balls.
And that, Roger, is why you're in
I
the
wonder
wrong.
if she'll lick my balls is what men's will be thinking.
I know, but think of the money you could make if you could accurately read a dog's mind. You'd be employed by so many people.
Absolutely. So that's what I want. I'd like to be able to read dogs' minds.
Yeah.
Social
Bex, what about you?
I'd have to agree with Roger. I'd also like to be able to read minds. I think primarily because it'd be good to know, like, straight away, like if you apply to a promoter, to know straight away if they're just not going to pick you. Just let me know. Just let me know. Just let me know I'm shit in advance. That'd be really cool.
There's a surprising amount who don't mean to be, but are just awful with admin to a point of you can see that you've seen their message, they don't reply, and then you see them face to face and go, "That's right, I never replied to you, did I?" So you're thinking, how can you actually run a night if you can't actually work a DM? Doesn't bode well, does it? And I say this as a man who's currently 8 weeks behind with the admin for a festival that's currently running.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
But it's started now and it's going all right. So I've decided not to worry about it. So it's fine.
Yeah. I always thought DMs were boots that rockers wear.
That's got to be a card.
No, that's it. No, it's still on the yellow card. I think it's worth this though.
Awkward.
And what the hell? Just because it's
Oh,
there,
whoop to do.
you can tell that he hasn't watched this show in 7 weeks. 7 weeks I've been playing that out randomly, and he hasn't said a word.
He's busy filming his pilot.
Yeah.
He's so busy. I mean, it's gone so well.
Yes. Graham Whistler, who owns a production company, and hopefully by now he's learned how to press record.
What's the meanest thing, Alex, you've said to a colleague?
It's all right. It's all right if he's not here. So it's absolutely fine if he's not listening.
What's the name of his production company? Is it Plan 9 from Outer Space?
Page 9 Productions.
Oh, Page 9. Sorry.
Page 9. And there is a video that he put out when he first did a StreamYard podcast about Football Manager, where a few of us are familiar with StreamYard. And as I am seeing this, in the top right-hand corner of my screen, there's a big button that says End Broadcast. And in the top left-hand corner of my screen, it says Live to indicate that this is live on all of the platforms. Graham forgot to press Begin Recording. And then after the hour's podcast, he then hit what he thought was End Broadcast, but no, he hit Record. So there's a 6-second video of 3 or 4 of his mates on there just going, "You utter twat," which he put up on YouTube. So I was thinking, he started a production company. That bodes really well, doesn't it? That bodes really well. Saucer of milk at table 3. Thank you, Ian. Although if you're mixing your drinks and you're a couple of, you're a bit on the sauce now, I think you can join in with the bitchiness, Ian. I know how catty you can get after a few. Have we all done with accurately predict the future?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have.
Yeah.
We have. Right, on to our next question, which is, your opinion, what would you say is the most suggestive emoji? Because there's a lot of debate. A lot of people use different emojis to indicate sauciness, but some people use different ones. Some people say that like say the eggplant. How did that get started? Why is that even a thing? My opinion is there's the the knowing look emoji, where it's sort of like a wry smile and the emoji is looking off to the left like this, like that to me is the most suggestive. So John, what do you say? What do you think is the most suggestive? What do you think is the sauciest?
Clearly the smiling poo.
Smiling poo. Would you use that in a? I mean, it's. I think we're on coding now. There we go. Pegging. Got rid of the pegging alarm. Damn. I mean, would you use the smiling poo emoji if you were talking with somebody, say on Tinder, and it was going well?
I mean, if it was going well, we're having a nice conversation. I might do it because it shows it's a nice smile. I don't know what emojis do. I can't speak in emoji. I was just trying to pick one that wasn't obvious.
Again, we'll renew our plea for John. if anybody is out there and wants to fill that role, then do apply in. He thinks poo emojis are saucy. Bex, your thoughts?
Oh, okay. I'm thinking either the emoji where it's kind of similar to your idea, Alex, where it's the emoji where it's like it's got hearts and it's doing like a little kiss, where it's like
blowing the heart kiss out.
Yeah, it's like heart.
Yeah.
Or
can I change my answer?
No.
Oh.
or I quite like there's that moon emoji where it's kind of mysterious, where it's like and it's like a little dark moon, and it's like I think that's just more of a gentle cheekiness.
Gentle cheekiness. Okay.
I mean, if you really want to be flirty, then go the full Sony emoji movie. That's pretty saucy.
Colin has just
This is a family show, Colin.
Yeah, it just dropped the aubergine bomb on us all. What were you going to change your answer to, John?
Oh, I think the one with like the heart, the kiss one, the blowing the kiss. I think that's quite suggestive. Which I think is one. It's suggestive. It's not overt. That's the leading you down moving towards a relationship emoji.
So sort of like fourth gear. Fourth gear. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. Your thoughts?
Well, I like to trick people, so I like the emoji that's got this sort of the halo round it. You know, I'm so sweet. I'm so sweet. What if it melted in my mouth and I just go in with a dagger? You know, so I like to trick people.
Nice. Ian Bowden, Roger's a scat man. I can't remember what brought that about. I can't remember.
No idea.
I misheard who said that. Brings new meaning to Scatman John. How far down the JD Honey bottle are you now, Ian? I think it's quite a fair way.
Is he referring to me or is he referring to John?
No one knows.
No, I don't no idea.
You want my emoji, by the way?
Please, yes. What's your most suggestive?
Well, it's when I haven't got my reading glasses and I'm looking on my phone. I always think the nose looks a bit like a cock and balls.
Does it?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. I've got to find this out now. All right, hang on. Right. Okay. In fact, I'll see if I can get this up on screen. Nose emoji.
Does Alex only have a Nokia? Only?
No. You'll be pleased to hear I don't.
I've just realised the best, most suggestive emoji for a Nokia. 8 equals D.
All right. So. Oh, damn it. Okay, let's just see if I can write that out. All right. So 8
As many equal signs as you feel are justified.
You've got to go into a menu to do all this. I've forgotten how. This is news. Right, so far I've got that, and that's taken me about a minute.
I thought you were going to do it for like the question thing down here. Put it on the ticker.
Oh, of course. That would be easier. Yeah. Hang on. So 8 equals. Shit, where's the equals? I know what I'm doing. Right, equals. And what's the last one?
D, capital. Make sure it's a capital.
Hang on, I'm writing that in the comments. That's not good. There we go. I know how to work my equipment. Honest. Pun not intended.
This is episode 39.
There we go.
If you check Messenger, Alex. I'm not messaging, text messages on your normal phone.
There we go. Roger has sent me the nose emoji. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen that emoji before.
That's cool. Yeah.
You're right. It does. Actually, it looks like they've just like they've chopped the top off. That's wow.
Yeah, it's a circumcised one.
Oh.
And on that note, before we go, we will renew our clemency, our appeal. Not clemency, unless there is a woman called Clemency.
Joe pretended speed dating, and John can introduce himself as if he's doing speed dating.
Fine.
But before I do, I just think what I've just said warrants this.
I can't. Words. Good.
I really can't. So John, if anyone wants to speak to John's girlfriend, then get in touch and we will pass your details on.
Probably not worth it.
Don't oversell
Save
yourself. Don't oversell yourself. We will come around to everybody to see if you've got anything to plug. We will have shows one way or another still to come at the Ram Comedy Festival this year. So we will start with Bex, your show. Talk us through it.
Okay, yeah. If you're looking for a show which has a few meaty layers between those aubergines, then I definitely recommend my show of weirdness, of characters, all the usual weird stuff, and none of the like straight white men telling you about their wives and going on about Tinder. So have fun. It's going to be lots of weird shit, I promise. Also, it's a work in progress, so it's not perfect yet. So watch me sweat, because I do when I'm nervous. And it's now changed to Thursday the 3rd of June because of work in the day, from 9 to 10 p.m. online via my Facebook page at Rebecca Turner Comedy. Please come and watch, please. Thank you.
Excellent. No, there'll be no white men talking about nose emojis looking like knobs.
No, that was a good point.
Okay, a valiant point. John, we'll come to you next.
Hey, so on Tuesday night, Late Stage Comedy is a hit and Lamb Comedy Festival with a night of brilliant comedians headlined by the one, the only Lubna Kerr. It's completely free, but pop along to our page, Late Stage Comedy. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and book your free tickets. I can't wait. Just keep putting the poster up. It's just lovely. Look at these lovely people.
There we go. 2 different versions. There we are. So Lubna, obviously you're on that on Tuesday. Have you got anything else to plug, even if it's just your socials?
I'm doing a gig, a comedy character gig on Wednesday night with Kyle Wallace, where my other character Auntie G will make an appearance.
Oh, nice.
So she's the world's newest chat show host and confidant, and she gets letters from famous people all over the world asking for her sage advice. Not the sage people, they do need her advice as well, but like celebrities, and she gives it with her honest, direct manner.
Awesome. And Roger, you've got a couple of things to plug, starting with what's coming on Monday.
Yep, this is the East Midlands Comedy Writers Showcase, headlined by Alex Leam.
Hello.
And there's a bunch of other great comedians on there.
Including not Susie Frost's face.
Yeah, and it can be found on the East Midlands Comedy Writers Facebook page. along with the I Can See the Stage From Here YouTube page. You just go to those pages, you just click on it, and you'll go straight in. You'll see the live stream from 8 o'clock on Monday.
And next Friday?
Next Friday, it's my show, Roger's Blue Suede News, on Friday the 4th of June at 9 o'clock with Ishi Khan, Susie Frost and George Coppen.
Nice.
We will we'll be discussing the good, the bad and the utterly stupid of the last month. And it's good fun. And you can find that on the Roger Poulter Facebook page. And I Can See the Stage From Here YouTube.
Marvellous.
Okay. Can I also mention 12th of June, I've got the Brighton preview show at the Bush at Cradley Heath, along with somebody else's show. That's for my music. Roger's Music is the Food of Love show. And Roger's Music is the Food of Love is appearing on the 21st of June at the Brighton Fringe at 8 p.m. in the Caxton Arms.
Whilst we're at it, I will also be at the Holly Bush at the 12th doing the Fringe preview of that. My show, The Joy of Dex, my show about my career as a mobile DJ, and then
Immobile
DJ. Yeah. And on the 20th of June, 9:15, Caxton Arms, the return of Impro Provocateur live on stage, which works a heck of a lot better than online, as we found out. And also on the 21st, which fingers crossed will be the day that all restrictions are lifted, Joy of Dex at Caxton Arms 9:15 as well. Excellent. Ian Bone, the poo emoji comment, is not given any other context. And Callum Ellis, Jarvis Jones, great show, guys. Excellent. So thank you very much once again to all of my guests, Rebecca Turner, Ludwig Kirk, Roger Poulter, and John Morris. That's it for us until next Sunday night at 8:30.
What to do?
Stay awkward.